your ex-boyfriend is now dating someone and you're watching this video because you don't know what to do, you don't know what to expect. Is it gonna last? Do I have any chance to get back with my ex? You might actually be in the frame of mind thinking that it's over. I'm never gonna get back with him, despite the fact that you think that he's the love of your life. And that's what we're gonna cover today. We're gonna cover what's going on in your ex's mind at the moment when he's dating a girlfriend, a new girl. Also is going on usually when around a rebound relationship, and also at the end we're gonna see what you should be doing today if that's the case. Before I move on, just to remind you that we have put together a quiz that can help you figure out if you have any chance to get back with your ex. It's totally free. It takes 2 minutes to complete. You have the link in the description of the video and also in the first comment if you click on your mobile phone. So, first of all, radio silence or no contact phase. This is really the number one strategy you have to put in place when you're trying to get back with your ex. So why? First of all, because it works. It's the most efficient technique ever. And it works because it helps you, first of all, reflect on things, also helps your ex reflect on things, and by reflecting, they realize good things about the relationship. Because with time, we only remember happy memories and tend to forget the bad memories. Also helps you show your strengths, saying like, I accept the decision and I take the lead by saying, let's not be in touch for a while. Now, you're in that case where you've put in place the radio silence, you followed my advices, my tips, and now he's dating someone. And so yeah, what to do? What's going on? We're gonna detail that. I will cover this in 6 points, explaining you exactly what to do and what's going on in their mind. So the first thing is really to explain you what is a rebound relationship and what are the reasons behind the rebound relationship. So the first reason guys tend to hook up or date a girl after a breakup is to restore their strength. So they use that girl as a tool or a toy or whatever, just to show how cool they are, how successful they are. It's very common. Also, another reason could be they hate to be alone. And so they don't want to be alone too long, and they just pick up the first girl that comes that comes around, and they date her and they select together because, I don't know, maybe they don't want to leave alone, they don't want to, I don't know, watch Netflix alone, and so they tend to have someone very quickly. Also helps them forget the worries, because it could be also affecting their mindset, being even if they make the decision to break up. Having someone around keeps them busy, keeps them occupied to do something else, and that's why having that girlfriend could help them in that way. Also very common is that they look for the opposite. If you're blonde, that new girl, I bet she's a brunette. If you're Asian, maybe the new one is Latino, all these kind of things. And it's very common that they will pick up the opposite girl that you are. Also, a good thing is that why they go on that relationship, that rebound relationship, is that it allows them to be on the passenger seats. It allows them to not take the lead, just follow what's going on, be a bit lazy, and that's really comfortable for them because they want things, comfortable things, easygoing things at the moment. And the last thing that I see very also commonly amongst guys is that they use that as an excuse. So they had the decision to break up a while ago, and they just have this girl, coming there, and they use that girl, dating that girl, explaining that's why they broke up with you. But in reality, the decision they made was way before, and they use that girl just because it's hard to argue against, love with someone else. And that's the thing we're going to cover, is that actually don't trust all the word he says, don't trust everything he says, because First of all, rebound relationships, they don't last long. So we've helped in France and in the UK, hundreds of clients. Usually 85% of the rebound couple don't last because they are not created on something solid. As I mentioned, they would pick up someone random, someone completely different than you are, someone that was around, or she's just pretty and they just want to show off to his friends, but they're not really sharing the same values, they're not really sharing the same vision. And how could he find really the perfect match in such a short amount of time? Of course, she's not the right person for him. And also, as we said, it could fill a void because you've took the decision to have that radio silence. So maybe it was like that and you had no contact with that person and with your ex, and now he's just alone and wants to fill that emotional void with someone, but he does that with someone random, right? So that could be the second case. So what's our reaction? So the first thing usually, and you might be in that situation, it's like you panic. It means that it's really over, game over, because he's dating someone. It means that there's no other chance for me to get back with him. And then we think, I really need to do everything I can to get him back. You know, when he was single with no radio silence, I was okay. I was cool as a cucumber, but now he's dating someone. Now I freak out. I want to do everything I can. Also, the reaction you could have is to really have that anger, because how could he do that to you? How could he move on so quickly? How, we built things together. We were madly in love together, and now he's dating someone. How could that be possible? And you're probably in that case where you really hate him at the moment. And also the last thing you could also notice is the physical reaction. Maybe in your stomach, you really feel sick of that situation of him almost betraying you and dating that girl, that random girl again, really random. Even if it's a friend of yours, even if someone you knew, it's totally random. The way he decided to choose that girl is definitely not something sustainable. Trust me on this. So, as I said, rebound relationship don't work, and they usually last 6 months tops. We tend to see it between 1 to 3 months. So, again, why they're having this relationship? Because it shows that they're okay. And when people ask them, you just broke up with Emily or whoever, what's your name is, and how's it going? And by having a girlfriend, nobody would sort of ask questions, because it would be like, yeah, I'm okay, I'm fine. I'm dating that girl, and she's super hot, she's super successful, and they always exaggerate things and so on. Also, and that's very nasty, but they would also say that as they are now in a relationship, they can argue that the problem was coming from you and not from them. I decided to break up with my girlfriend, and now I'm dating that amazing girl, and you see my ex, she's still alone. So definitely the problem was not coming from me. Also shows that they are stable, or they are emotionally stable, or again, it's around the value, so around the ego, because they will also argue that it's not just a bounce. Always, even though 80% fail of the relationship fail, 100% of people will say, no, it's not a bounce, it's not a rebound. It's not a rebound, it's like I really have feelings for that person and stuff. But actually, in reality, only 80%, only 20% stay together. So, how can we interpret it? First of all, it doesn't mean that your ex doesn't love you. I think 73% of the couples, when they break up, they still have strong feelings. They are actually still in love. And the reason they break up is because their couple is not working, but their feelings, the love they have for each other is still there. And so even though they are dating someone, it doesn't mean that they have no feelings for you. We can also argue that it could be good news for you. It could be good news because it will help them really compare things, and the things they would tell you about, I don't know, being too something or being less something or being like all these kind of arguments, they will be able to compare, and you will be quickly realize that the grass is not greener elsewhere. So it's really sometimes very healthy for a relationship, if your ambition is to grow a sustainable, long-lasting relationship, is to really maybe have a break and see, maybe you're dating someone, he's dating someone, and come back stronger because you've learned so much from that experience. So I could argue that if there is a 1-2 months breakup and you're dating your boyfriend and he becomes your husband, or it's your fiancé or whatever, and you have a 20 or 30 or 40 years relationship, then it doesn't really matter if there was a break of a month. As long as you came back better, not bigger, but as you came back stronger, right? So now it's time for you, and I know it's hard, it's easy to say and it's hard to do. It's time for you to regain control. Stay in that radio silence. Stay in that radio silence. I'm going to repeat again. Stay in that radio silence, no contact phase. And when you're in that phase, have fun. See people, meet friends, have a hobby, experience things. You know, you only have one life, make the most of it. Don't think about your ex, you know, switch on your phone, do things, go out, meet people, do sports, eat healthy food, you know, take care of yourself. That's the only thing you can control right now, is yourself. And generally speaking, there's only one thing we can control in life, is ourselves. So don't stop focusing on your ex, focus on yourself, because radio silent works. And I'm gonna share with you what happens after, okay? Bear with me, we are almost there. And before I move on, just to remind you the goals. The goal is to really create a gap between his life and your life. I'm not saying a gap that will make them more separated or distance from you, but a gap where they see how great your life is, how exciting your life is, how happy you are, versus them being in just a relationship that has no clear foundation, that they're not suffering but just in the passenger seat, that just very complacent with the situation because that's okay for them to be in that relationship, versus you who really has the control over yourself, who really is excited, is happy, is fulfilled. This is what you have to do right now, is to really take care of yourself and show them in their face how great you are. Not with anger, not with disrespect, but focus on yourself, and naturally they will realize that actually they're not better off being with that girl. They are not. Before I move on, just to remind you, you can subscribe to the channel so you have a notification every time I post a video, and we are a growing community, so yeah, please do so. The quiz takes 2 minutes and you'll see if you have any chance to get back with X. And also, please feel free to comment. I'd be very curious to know if actually the rebound girl is the opposite of you. Because I have a theory that in 75% of the case, that's the case. So I just want to know if that's the case for you. So the last point is, so what if actually they are in that relationship just to make you jealous? And if you start thinking about that, making you jealous, why would they do that? If you want to make someone jealous, it's because there's still feelings. You want that reaction back, right? So is it to really hurt you? Is it like because he's really a bad person and maybe he suffered in the relationship, you did something, some of the things hurted him and now he wants to get back at you? That could be the case. They could be telling you actually they're saying someone, hence they are trying to manipulate you, right? Because if you're really happy in a couple, would you tell everybody, I'm dating that person? No, you just live your life and do your own things. You know, is your ex telling you, I'm dating someone? Same, if they're telling all their friends, all the friends you have in common, that they're dating someone, of course they know that your friends will start telling you. And again, if they do this, it's because they want you to know. Hence, they want to make you jealous. it could be also nasty if they are a bit narcissist and play with you, just want to see you suffer by manipulating you and saying like, hey, I'm dating that girl and I'm there and you're here, and all these kind of things that could be actually nasty. And really take some time to analyze, speak with a friend, a coach, a psychologist, to really see if that person is actually the right person for you. Because at the end of the day, if you want to get back with that person, you want to get back with them because you love them and because they love you. You know, and it's also how they treat you. That's very important as a woman. Really understand how they treat you. Are you okay with that situation? Don't be complacent. If you're not 100% okay with what that person does to you, move on. You'll be better off alone, or you'll be better off with someone else. And actually, it's also something I want to mention is some people think they can only be happy in couple. No, it doesn't work like that. You have happy couples. You have people who are in couples are completely depressed. You have happy people who are single, and that's fine, okay? So, you know, take your time and really try to see if that person wants to hurt you, if your ex-boyfriend wants to hurt you, and try to manipulate you. They could also be, you know, talking about you when they're, you know, with their, because I've seen that, and that's awful when they are sleeping with their girlfriend and just want to brag about like, yeah, you see my ex, and so on. They will brag or they will criticize you. You know, is it really what you want? So my advice for you is to really continue that radio silence, because even though they are dating someone right now, it doesn't change the feelings they have for you. It doesn't change the relationship you had together. It doesn't change the past things you had with her. The only thing you can change is yourself. The only thing you can improve is yourself. Be strategic on how you break that radio silence. Don't overreact. Again, it's easier said than to do. Get some help from friends, family, whoever, but don't overreact. Always think, you know, in 10 times would I be, in 10 times, in 10 months would I be proud of what I've said? Would I be proud of what I do, what I've done, right? And, you know, again, please comment. I'm more than happy to have a look at your stories and I reply usually within 24 hours. Take care of yourself. Bye.